All right, guys, better late than never. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. Definitely tripping out on me. I think I've been playing some music during these lives, and it doesn't like it, and it's giving me some copyright strike crap. But we're here till YouTube kicks me off, and then we'll figure it out. We'll go in Discord or something. But late to the party, 9:42. Make sure you read what's on the screen real quick. Trading's risky. Most traders lose money. I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice or suggestion or recommendation to do anything. I'm just an idiot here on YouTube talking about trading. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, in funded prop firm accounts, and the affiliate partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links in my content. My name's Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. Let's get into it. Market is turning and burning to the downside here. I was getting ready to set this 15-minute opening range, but I've really just been messing with YouTube for the last 30 minutes, so not exactly how I want to start my morning. But we have the 15-minute opening range getting ready to get set. We are back down through VWAP. I really don't have time to do any top-down analysis with you guys so far, but we are going to run it, man. We're gonna run it. (9:43 a.m.) We don't have a lot of news on the board. Let's check Forex Factory real quick. 10 a.m. pending home sales. We do have that coming up in about 15 minutes. That's an orange folder. Could potentially increase some volatility right around that time frame. But this is looking pretty weak. It's looking like a pullback up, slice through VWAP. Don't have a sell on this bad boy yet. We start to break down below this level that was put in right after that 8:30 movement, and then we get some pullback. Maybe we look for a sell towards overnight low, but so far we're putting in a pretty decent size 15-minute opening range here, so we are going to see how this one sets. But appreciate you guys hopping on, even though I'm jumping on here late. We will we'll get after it, man. We'll get after it. Getting ready to get our 15-minute opening range right here. Very nice. All right, let's see where we go from here. Kind of choppy right around VWAP, right? Somewhat flat. Session VWAP is right at prior day session VWAP. When we're looking at where we're at in the prior day's candle, prior day low and prior day high, we're pretty much dead set in between that. We know what happened. We can get a little bit of a top-down analysis going while this is moving. We know what happened yesterday. Push up, quite a big run up to the upside. Sell off throughout the middle of the day into the afternoon, and then wild back and forth price action for this NVIDIA earnings after the bell. Looks like we found some buyers little past midnight Eastern time. Pushed up aggressively, held above for London all the way through pre-market. We sold back off pretty aggressively, again, right on that 8:30 a.m. red folder news. Just came down, swept this low from like 8:54 a.m., and now we are pulling back up to VWAP. This could be a potential bullish move setting up. We know what's been happening day over day. It's been looking really, really weak. Testing some lows, getting below some lows. But it seems like we are at least starting to consolidate, kind of chop around here, right? We didn't just pull back up and sell right back off. We didn't open up over here and just continue to the downside. We've recovered a little bit. We've got a higher low in here from yesterday. We got an overnight low over here above prior day low. Again, pretty much dead set in between that range right here, right now. Sitting around VWAP, sitting around prior days, NYSE session VWAP. So I'm going to give this a little bit of time to open up. I could see taking it either way, though, really, right now. But let's see what ES has for us today. Let's see what we got. Back up to VWAP. after just sweeping below. Again, this low right here by looks like a tick. We crack back up to the upside. We have some levels here that I'd be cautious to trade towards, and we're kind of close on these. So it's not like we have room for a really big extension before I think we would, be able to run, before I think we're going to potentially find some support or resistance to the upside or downside. So this doesn't present a beautiful opportunity, but I'm going to wait to see. Swept below this low, pull back up to VWAP. We come back down through this 15-minute opening range low. I may look short on this for an initial play. Looking at Bookmap, nothing crazy, but we do have some orders to the downside, more than up above. We've got, looks like at about 200 at about, let's see what level this is, 968. Yeah, on the way down towards overnight low, and then 64. Getting closer to that overnight low level. That may want to come and get tagged, get filled to the upside around 607, around this 15-minute opening range high. We've got some orders. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take this short, guys. Coming back down towards 15-minute opening range low. Ooh, that's a little bit more volatile than I would have liked. That's more risk than I want to put on these 5 accounts. Size down a little bit, but did not realize how volatile this was. Yeah, I'm going to jump out of one right there, right near the entry. That's just a little bit more risk than I would have liked. But I'm short 3 from 59.79 and 3/4. Stop is up above these session VWAPs. Going to be about $240 worth of risk. Anticipating this as a breakout to the downside, right? I'm not really waiting for this level to break, but we tested it. Swept below, pulled back up, hit prior day session VWAP, New York VWAP. We are staying below all of these right now. We got a nice break and retest to the downside. Again, a little bit quick today, but this is looking weak. This is looking weak to the downside. I'm going to take the first trade I can see. See if we can't get some movement out of this one. If we do start to break, it looks like it may happen quick. But if we have to come back up here, chop around, this is in fact going to be a bullish move. We're going to go and break, 15-minute opening range high. I'm out. I'm out for 240. I'm going to give it, again, a little bit of room above session VWAP and all 3 VWAPs, really. We got about 16 and a quarter points of risk, 65 ticks on this one. That's why I just trimmed one off right around break even. That was a little bit more risk than I wanted to put on. We're volatile today. We're moving. But let's see if we can't get a breakout down towards these levels, down towards some levels we have on Bookmap, as we're seeing some selling pressure come in. Probably not something I'm going to look to hold all day. But look to grab some profit on if we can actually hold this breakout to the downside. We sweep this low again, come back up through VWAP. I think I'm just dead wrong, and I'm going to have to take a stop on this one. But this looks okay so far. So we're going to hang on to it, see if we can't grab a couple $100 of profit. Watching Bookmap. See if we can actually hold below this low, or if we're just going to sweep and then head right back up. Oh yeah, everything is jacked up for me this morning, man. Trading views logged out. What the hell, man? This is frustrating. Sorry, guys. Sweeping below, not continuing just yet. Yeah, orders down at 965, 968. We got a couple levels to get through. I don't even think I'd be holding this thing to overnight low. We'll just look to grab some quick profit as we come down into those orders, because I think if we do come down before we head back up towards VWAP, we may see some support found down there. Maybe difficult once we do go and fill to just continue selling off. It can certainly turn into a large day, but that's not really the move that I'm looking to grab. So this will be somewhat of a quick trade if it plays out in my direction. If we just rip back to the upside, I will be forced to take the stop out. But 70, we got some orders. We got quite a bit on Bookmap. 965. There we go. A little bit of a breakdown. See if we can get through the 970s. I'm going to take it off right there, guys. I'll show you what I'm looking at on Bookmap. This may start to fall, but I'll show you what I'm looking at here on Bookmap that we're coming into and why I'm taking that one off there. I'm also a little bit frustrated. I'm logged out of TradingView. I can't look at any other charts right now. I don't know what's going on this morning, but YouTube tripped me out. Yeah, here's more of a breakdown. YouTube tripped me out. Oh, now I got Bookmap crashing. This is a fun one. You know what? I'm glad I'm out of that, because I don't know if it's a connection issue on my end or what it is, but now I got Bookmap crashing. So sometimes when stuff just doesn't go really smoothly, grabbed 145 bucks of profit across 5 accounts on that. It's just better to like get flat. But I had YouTube. I put it in the Discord. If you're in the free Discord, you saw YouTube just not connect, not show me any reason that it's not connect. I had a not connecting. I had a copyright strike on like 3 videos this morning, a bunch of lives that were getting taken down for, I guess, music that I'm playing in the background. I don't know, man. Sideways stuff. I'm logged out of this TradingView. I can't see any of my watch list. Was trying to just take a quick look around the markets, and now I am restarting. I hope you guys can still hear me. I don't even know. And now I am restarting Bookmap. So bear with me, guys. We got to win. Like, tough to manage because I'm trying to like get things rolling as I go. Unfortunately, that one did just rip lower. I had a reason to take it off right around those 70s. Not really capitalizing even on a 1-to-1, but 145 times 5. Where are we at here? 725 bucks in profit real quick on the live stream after a bunch of technical issues. Let's see if I can get Bookmap up and rolling here. Hang on one second, guys. Yeah, again, I find that like when that stuff starts to happen, I typically don't execute well. I have problems. I'll get, you know, I'm just not in the pocket, right? I'm not focused up, and I'll have issues. So it's one of those mornings so far. I'm trying to still trade with you guys, trying to get trades on, but I'm going to try not to make like a fatal error and do something crazy, you know, blow an account or something. So, okay, Bookmap's back up. There we go. We are eating up these orders to the downside. When we have orders sitting on the book, and here's what I was looking at 970. This is back in time, right? Here, this is 9:51 a.m., right, as I'm getting into the trade. This is, you know, somewhat of a target. I think we're going to head down towards these. But one of two things happens when we get down here, right? We either take these buy orders, because that's what these are, right? I'm going to sell. These are buy orders. We either take these buy orders, fill really aggressively, just use it like fuel to the fire like we did here, or we start to bounce, right? Buyers step in here, maybe their iceberg orders, maybe more orders start to get fed in, and we really start to find some support and bounce. So it is a reason for caution. It's a good target, but you got to make a conscious decision to hold through that liquidity and really anticipate what happened today to happen, where we are just eating it up. Ooh, yeah, we are just continuing lower. This is looking very weak. More orders coming on the book. You can see them filling, right? That's 586 lots. You can see how prominent that was on the heat map. We got more of it. This looks like we're just going to continue to sell off. But that was my reason for jumping out of that. Outside of just not being in the pocket because nothing is working for me. technically this morning. But we're here, man. We're making it work. Like I said, $750. We got 150, 145 in each account. Let's see what we could do. Would have liked to hold that a little bit longer. Again, that's probably not something I would have held even all the way towards overnight low. Relative to the risk that I had on, that's not a whole lot of profit, but that's how it goes sometimes, right? I'm dynamic with risk to reward. I don't care to say everything has to be a 2-to-1 or anything like that. That's not how I operate. I try to stay relative to that risk to reward, pay attention to what's going on, but take profit when it makes sense. What's going on? Hot lots. Zach, it always happens when we're gonna have it. Yeah, I know. Look, it always happens when we're fucking selling off here, man. It always happens when I'm in a sell and everything's jacked up and throwing me for a loop, and the trade just keeps melting. No, it's all good. Like I said, honestly, I don't try to say, oh, I would have done something. I would have been jumping out, somewhere around that 64 right before overnight low. That would have generated some more profit. I probably wouldn't be holding right through all the way to prior day low. But listen, it happens. Again, I note, like, when I'm messing with 47 things, I'm gonna make a mistake. Something's gonna go wrong. It's happened before. I've made those types of mistakes, so I know, like, I shouldn't have even been in that one. I should have just jumped right out, actually, and not made anything. But we're here now. I know something's wrong with YouTube because I got like 6 of you guys on here. I usually have 20 something, 30 people on here, but it is what it is, man. I'll hang out. I'll trade live. I'll figure out YouTube afterwards. But I'm just going to focus on trading for the rest of it. Got to laugh it off. Sometimes it's frustrating, but hey, managed to trade for another day. Yeah. Let's see what we get from here, man. Looking very weak. Trade-wise, looking very weak. We have more liquidity that keeps getting thrown on the book. Lots of buy orders on the way down are getting filled. This thing is not taking its foot off the gas. Looks like we're going to go head right now towards prior day low. Interesting, right? We're coming into some levels where we may find some support. We may find buyers down here. We may start to bounce. But if we start to break down through these levels, we could really be in for an ugly melt, man. Right? Like, just looking at higher time frames, paying attention to price action and market structure. We start testing the same lows multiple times, it becomes more likely, at least in my book, that we're going to break. And if and when we do break, like we're getting ready to start to right now, 10 a.m. news, we got a little bit of orange folder. This could get ugly. This could get really ugly really quickly. So I'm interested to see what happens around prior day low and what is this? Tuesday's low? Tuesday's low as well. So I've got that marked off with a zone. The bottom of that zone is the low of that candle. That's what I'm going to be watching. But here we go. Right below prior day's low. Super aggressive. Wow. Yeah, this looks like a melt, man. I'm going to look for a short. I'm going to wait to see if we get a gnarly bounce here. If we get buyers that step in around this level. But I'm going to look to sell into weakness. There we go. Bookmap tripping out again. Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun one today, guys. We're going to have fun on this one. If you jumped on late, I got technical problems across the board. YouTube, Bookmap, my trading view. Yeah, look, Bookmap's still losing connection. It's all good. We're going to have fun with this today. Let me show you this. No, it pops up on the right-hand side. Yeah, here, look. I don't know what Bookmap's doing. That's not fun. I'm obviously connected because I'm streaming here. There we go. Connection restored. Not really. Not seeing anything from order flow. So we're going no Bookmap today. Fun stuff, man. This is what you deal with sometimes. You know, I used to get mad at the broker or the platform or whatever it was. Used to get all pissed off. I try not to now. It's just stuff that you have to deal with, right? We have a lot of benefits being retail traders at home, but we are relying on technology, and sometimes stuff doesn't work. When it doesn't work, it feels like it's everything at one time. Like I have this morning, like it seems like nothing works, like out of nowhere, right? Like I have the best equipment. I pay for 2 of the fastest internets available, literally 2 at the exact same time. One that I never use, just so I have a backup. And still stuff just goes wrong sometimes. So just got to laugh about it and you know, watch. But here we are talking trading. Enough of that complaining. Talking trading. Caught a short to the downside. Not nearly what I could have realized on that one, but let's not complain about profit across multiple accounts. We are below prior day low. We are testing a level that I have marked off from earlier this week. This is what I'm looking at right here. Came right down into this, and now we are bouncing. We're finding some buyers. The most buyers that we found, not all morning, but since we broke overnight low, since we broke 15-minute opening range low and started to sell off. I'm looking short on this. This looks extremely weak. I think if we start to break, we can potentially run down here. I don't want to short from this level. I'd like to either wait for a pullback up and then a short continuation back down towards this level, or break through this this gnarly level and really have wide open price action. We get below this with some force today, with some momentum. You know, we trend down to you know, below, let's say, the 920s, 915s. I think we could be in trouble here. I think we could be in serious trouble and be in for a push lower. Now, just as easily, this is a beautiful aggressive buy setup. You think, you know, your thesis says I'm trading reversals and you know, we're going to find buyers here, which we are right now. You got a cheap way to structure risk, and a hold back just up to like the middle of this area of high volume is a beautiful trade. So you can be counter to this 100%. Just a completely different thesis, but it is a cheap trade. Clear way to structure risk on that reversal, but I'm not looking to be a buyer with this much weakness. We're hammering into this zone. You know, I got to see what happens down here for a second trade. But it's volatile. It's moving quick. I jumped into that first one with a little bit more risk than I would have wanted to, even with 4 contracts. Had to trim right at the entry. But this is interesting, man. Yeah, we get down below the 920s, let's say. Yeah, man, this is a level that's been tested multiple times. We start to break down below that. I think we're headed towards 875s. That's the next thing that I'd be looking at. Way down here, off of these lows, off of this level of consolidation. I'm actually going to throw another zone on my chart. Yeah, could see something up here, right? Like, just, you could even see it on the volume profile, like right as we come down into the, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this. I'm going to get the 900 marked with a nice tight line right there. Give me a frame of reference for that. And then I'm going to mark out these 75s coming down into this area. I think that's where we would head next. But let's come back down to the 1 minute. Reset our VWAPs. See what we can do. Yeah, YouTube don't like me today. I could see it. I got? If you guys are on here, hit the like button. Help me out. YouTube doesn't want me on here. I don't know what I did. I know what I did. I had music playing in the background, and it's obviously not copyright free. Feel free, hit the like button. Help me out, because I might get the boot after this. YouTube, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to play rap music that had copyright or anything like that. You know, I didn't mean to offend anybody. But I could tell just by the views immediately that I got something. They're shadow banning me. So we'll work on that after. But we got some buyers stepping in here after coming down into this this support zone, right? Nothing magical about where I draw my zones. Coming off of clear levels, combining market structure and volume. That's really just what I use. Market structure, price action, volume. A little bit of order flow on the side when it works. That's pretty much it. Keep things very, very simple. We have nice reactions from some of these objective levels and of the discretionary levels. But we got a retest of prior day low. Like I said, I'm not taking a short from down here, which is certainly a play as we start to come lower. You could be using a low of day anchored VWAP. You know, these are the setups that I look to take on the 1 minute, and I'm trying to get more aggressive with them because we are at this zone right here, man. And this could be some gnarly support. I think this is going to be a line in the sand. We're going to decide we're either going to V-shape recovery, pull way back up, and, you know, maybe I look for a short off of key VWAPs and levels up here. You could definitely have a nice opportunity if you were going to hold something way, way, way to the downside, but I'm cautious right around this area. Cautious of buyers stepping in like we saw right here, right at this level. So I don't want to be the first seller in here. Don't have a clean way to structure risk. If we sold directly back off, and, you know, we started to come lower, the same trade that I just took up here could be in store for this, where you are looking short, you know, on the continuation of the downside, stop just below whatever high gets put in, and you're looking for a break lower. But I'm just going to hang here with you guys for a bit. If this is going to turn into a really gnarly day to the downside, which it looks like it might, don't have to be the first or the second seller, because I was already the first seller. Am I still logged in? Yeah, I'm still logged in. That's good. I don't know why my watch list is super jacked up, but I'm logged back in now. It's good. It's my Tradeify account. Obviously, I got 5 Topstep XFAs daisy chained together. I actually have a 150K in here. This is just a 50K leader. This is a 50K straight to funded Tradeify account linked through Tradeovate to TradingView. Not to say trade 47,000 times. But that's what I got rolling here today. Got to get a trade in on these Tradeify accounts, this Tradeify account as well. But I'm going to keep it on Topstep X at least for right now while I'm watching this. But I may take a follow-up on this this Tradeify account. I'll just let you guys know. Well, you'll see what I'm doing in real time. But let's see if we don't have any more technical problems. Lone Wolf, good morning. Just posted the Discord group. Such repetition from last week. Pre-market highs. Yeah. Finding a lot of repetition week over week, man. That's our job as traders, right? Just find something that repeats itself enough time to be dangerous. I try not to focus too much on what happened exactly yesterday or the day before and create too much recency bias. You do want to use a large enough sample size, but you know, absolutely. Been wicked out by many trades. Just watch the market go my original direction of my trade, 200 plus points. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, another guy, Matt, was online live, was in a buy and got mopped. So all good, brother. You're still green on the day, baby. 100 might be a no trade for it. Yeah, man. Listen, as far as other traders and whether they're taking buys and sells, I try not to get like, I try not to critique anybody else because everybody's trading a completely different system. First off, I'm not the best trader. I don't claim to be. I don't claim to have all the answers or to have huge payouts or to be on the leaderboards. I'm not on any of that stuff. But as a whole, like somebody else being in a buy when I'm in a sell or me in a sell when they're in a buy, just different systems, right? Like some guys are counter trend reversal traders. Some guys are trend following, and you could be operating on 100 different time frames, you know, a million different combinations, right? So totally cool. And when somebody else is taking an L, I'm taking a win. When that dude is going to take a win, I'm probably going to get mopped, right? Like I'm going to be in the sell and he's in the buy and it plays in his direction. So, you know, it happens, right? It's all part of the game. So, you know, just completely different approaches. There's so many different ways to do this, and you know, just part of it. Everybody's going to take losses, including myself. But yeah, no complaints on some profit. I won't complain on it. Just does get a little bit frustrating when nothing seems to work from a connection standpoint. Yeah, I won't say I don't want to misspeak. I won't say I'm not critical of other people, I'll call out what I think is just absolutely blatant BS about certain things as it relates to trading, never just like individually for no reason about not trading. But you know, I'll call out stuff that I think is just harmful to traders, and you know what I don't think what has either hurt me in my own journey or what I think will hurt others in their journey. And I think that's important to do. You know, as far as either setting expectations or just the way the market is spoken about sometimes in a completely incorrect way. You know, that stuff I don't mind sticking my neck out on. And if I do something that is completely incorrect or doesn't make any sense or is harmful to traders, as far as, you know, the way that I'm speaking about trading or the markets, I'm sure somebody else will tell me about that. But as far as like the way people trade and trading styles and individual trades or individual days or weeks or months, any of that stuff, it's so hard to judge, man. It's so hard. This shit is so non-linear, excuse my language. Like, you hop on somebody's live stream for a week, you won't know if they're a good trader or a bad trader at all. A week has literally no bearing on whether or not somebody's a good live trader. That's my opinion. You take straight L's, and then that's the only week of the year that you took all L's, and you were operating with an 80% win rate. Like, I don't know. Very random in the short term. So, you know, worth talking about that type of stuff. Because I think new traders can really be influenced like very, very quickly. And you know, if you're taking a super high frequency of trades, maybe you get like a large sample size quickly, but for the most part, it takes a long time, man, to really talk about what you can do consistently. The markets are just so non-linear, and while they are consistent in the long term, and that's how we're able to, you know, have a repeatable edge, in the short term, they're very random, which is okay. It's okay, and if you can recognize that, it makes it a whole lot easier for you to trade. And I think you need to recognize that. If you need help thinking about that, I would read Best Loser Wins by Tom Hogard, Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas, and The Mental Game of Trading by Jared Tendler. That's the philosophy that I subscribe to. You could also read Market Wizards. You could also read Reminiscences of a Stock Operator. That one's not so, it's more of a, you know, just a kind of fictional tale. But Market Wizards, all the Market Wizards books, those will help you really understand the game of probabilities that we're playing and the randomness in the market in the short term, the way the market changes, the non-linear way that this thing moves. But yeah, here we are. I'm glad I didn't jump in short. This is what I was cautious of. We did find buyers down here, really aggressive, right? Not a magical zone that I have down here. This is what I was cautious of, you know, getting. I was more cautious up here that we might find buyers, but we made it all the way down below prior day's low, and we are really rejecting back up to the upside. We got a decision to make here now. You know, is this going to be a choppy, indecisive day, or are we going to pull back up here and then aggressively sell back off towards that low? We start to turn back down. I'm going to look to trade with that trend to the downside, but I'm not going to look to jump back in now at this point unless we do really start to turn and this daily candle starts to fill out to the downside, and this looks like we are going to see a big, you know, bearish daily candle here, and we're going to melt. Otherwise, this can flip bullish. We can wick down here, take everybody out that's getting long anywhere in this area for the move up, and then make the movement up. Or this can be, you know, just an indecisive, choppy day. So I'm cautious of it. Initial right now, I'm looking short, right? Why? Weakness week over week, day over day. Not really week over week, kind of choppy week over week. Weakness day over day. Right now, all three of my VWAPs are lining up in the area, in the way that I like to see. We just cracked below prior day low, overnight low, 50-minute opening range low. We're still below. We are low in the daily candle, but we are pulling back. So I'm looking for, you know, us to do whatever we want to do up here and then start to turn. I would look to trade this short back towards, you know, back to the downside. I don't want to take the first indication of it right here, something like this. I'm probably going to be late to the party with a stop above where I say we're selling back off. If we pull back up and just break the upside again, I'm dead wrong, and I think we're going to run to the upside. But that's what I'm looking for on this. Yeah, I'm probably gonna look to take this in this Tradeify account with you guys here. That's gonna be my game plan. We mark up 15-minute opening range high and low. Exact same chart, almost the exact same chart. 15-minute opening range high, 15-minute, and we are coming up on initial balance already. Opening range low. I'm gonna watch this on Topstep X just because my eyes are. It's almost the exact same thing. My eyes are so trained on this already because I've been staring at it. I like the cockpit of my race car to stay exactly the same as best I can, and I would look to just jump directly over here and take a sell. I'm gonna throw an arbitrary stop loss and take profit in here that I'll drag, but just so I have a bracket order that connects. Because if I don't do that, I can't drag out a stop loss and a take profit. And then I have a separate limit or stop order, stop or limit order rather, that is not connected to the trade itself. So if one fills, the other doesn't cancel out, doesn't get entered as in one cancels the other in OCO order. So just to let you guys know how this is going to look. It's the game plan. Yeah, man, I've been on a lot of live streams, not to diss anyone, but I never liked anyone else much. Appreciate you, bro. You're on here almost every day, man. So you're on here like every day. You, Ryan, there's a lot of guys and girls that are on here almost every day. So I really appreciate you guys. But thank you, man. That's awesome. I'm happy that you're here. Otherwise, it'd be really boring me talking to my screen and in a community where nobody kind of hangs around. ASFX was decent of all, and then I like this stream. So yeah, man, I appreciate that. Yeah. I'm obviously, I work with Austin Silver. He's awesome. I think the ASFX team is super legit, very transparent. They talk about wins and losses. I think they have a very, very simple approach. I trade extremely similar. I've taken things from those guys. We've both taken things from the same people, like Brian Shannon, Anchored VWAPs. If you go to his stream, you go to their live stuff, it's very, very, very similar. Very similar. And that's cool. Like I don't claim to like make things up, and like nothing on my chart or the way that I trade, as far as I'm aware, outside of my own intuition and discretion, is like proprietary, where I figured out the algorithm or some crap. Like I don't know. But yeah, that's cool. Getting Mop Hopkins, guy didn't have a stop loss though. Ooh, that's not good. No stop loss isn't good. 1K down in 5 accounts. Guys have a stop loss in place. Like Zach, always have stop loss and take profit zones. Yeah. Use a stop loss, guys. No excuse. No excuse. Even if you're not, here's my thought on that, and I'll go through some of the more comments. That's a good comment. Some guys like say, well, I'm going to manage my trade based on price action, right? And I want to allow for wicks, and I want to only close based on candle closures or, something else. That's cool. You still need to have a stop loss. You still need to at least have an emergency stop loss. You need to have a level on the chart that says, if price gets to this level and I have to realize X amount of profit, I'm out. If you don't, your account is the stop loss, your entire account balance. So if you're not risking your entire account balance, and that's a line on the chart, you can just go and mark that if you want. You want to have a stop loss in place. Again, even if it's an emergency stop loss. And I will run a really wide stop loss sometimes, wanting to allow more breathing room and not really wanting to just allow price to get there. But I have to acknowledge whatever stop loss I put in, price can rocket there. Trump can sneeze, somebody says something, and that's your stop loss. So not running a stop loss, to me, at least an emergency stop loss, like way far away, one day, if you trade for long enough, one day, something that you're not expecting happens, and you're going to be out for the entire account. Period. End of story. That's my humble belief. So run a stop loss. You can't anticipate a terrorist attack happening, or a war starting, or a natural disaster occurring in the blink of an eye. A political assassination. Like, you can't anticipate that stuff, and that will move the market way faster and more volatile than you can imagine. And if you trade for long enough, you be on the wrong side, hopefully the right side of some of those terrible things. Not that we want to use them for profit, but throw a stop loss in there. That's the moral of the story. Even if it's an emergency stop loss and you intend to manage before it gets there, you have to acknowledge if you do not have one in, your account balance is the stop loss. That's it. Gnarly recovery, pushing all the way back up. I know we're talking about different things, but these are good conversations. I love to share my opinion. That's all it is. It's my opinion. You could say, Zach, that's wrong. Never run a stop loss. Stop loss is for guys who don't know how to trade. Somebody can clip that, and it can be Zach saying stop losses are for guys that don't know how to trade. Wow, all the way back up through VWAP. Buyers found, was cautious. I did map out and say if you wanted to be super counter trend and your thesis is that we are not going to break down here when price was back at prior day low, really, big opportunity to the upside, being extremely counter. This may flip to a bullish daily candle, and we may push the upside after a gnarly move to the downside. I am back to neutral, where I'm not looking short or long on this. This is way too strong. At this point, longs are coming into the picture here, where this is looking like we may push the upside. Back above all three VWAPs aggressively, right? Not taking our foot off the gas. After this push lower, we obviously found buyers today, and I'm interested to see what happens from here. Again, when I end up with not clear direction or rapidly changing direction on low time frames, I try to stay patient and wait for it to develop and be a little bit late to the party rather than to, just get chopped up in it. But this is looking very strong right now. Very strong. So, what do we do from here? This is the question. Do we, three options, right? Up, down, or sideways. Do we continue this push to the upside after breaking and retesting? This does end up being a bullish day where we break highs. Do we aggressively reverse from up here somewhere where this is just going to be an insane move to the downside, pull all the way back up, run an ES 240 ticks off the low and then just blast lower? If we came all the way back to lows after this, I do think we're breaking to the downside. I think this is going to be the market getting drug higher to pick up liquidity before absolutely ripping to the downside. We start to come down with some force, I would be really cautious that we break and run. And then, of course, third option is we just chop, right? We have a big move at the open, or a decent sized move at the open, back up into the opening range, really, near where we opened up. Here's our 9:30, opening candle here on ES, and we just kind of chop around and dance around. So I'm interested to see. I think we could have movement either way. In the middle of all this, I'm a little bit cautious, but we start to head back down aggressively. I think that's going to set up for some sells. Like, for example, this 15-minute candle comes all the way back down really, really harshly. We put a huge wick in, taking everybody out that got short, and then we make a decision to go lower. I think that could be a larger move. Maybe we look to capitalize on some small movement within that larger move. That's what I'm doing here on the 1-minute chart. And then same thing, conversely, we keep this movement going. We push to the upside. We get back above prior day high after sweeping low. That could be a bullish move. But right now we're back in the middle ground. Back in the area of consolidation, areas of high volume, not at a pivotal point on the chart just yet. Buy play if you're anticipating this continuing, breaking and retesting VWAP here. We push this high. This could absolutely be a long play and something that would be valid for me, right? We completely reversed. Buyers, are stepping back in. We decide to come back down into this area, break and retest of all these VWAPs, and then continue to break highs. That would be, continuation to the upside. There's definitely a play there. Something along those lines, just to map it out for you guys. Again, would want price to come back above here. Otherwise, you're taking a trade just directly off of VWAP. but good conversations. Whew. Looking at the Dow. Wow. Very different structure here on Dow. Much more weakness on NQ, staying below VWAP, not even retesting. That made a much farther move below these lows. Interesting. And yeah, here's back to my ES chart. Yeah, I'm gonna stay patient here. I want to see a turn back down towards these lows to look for sells. I'm not gonna look for buys until we pull back and then continue to the upside. But even then, I don't really have a really clearly aligned trend, right? I'd rather be selling into this, looking at higher time frames and this structure from the open, than to be a buyer looking at higher time frames and just taking a break and retest of VWAP. Although it could play, it could absolutely play. So I think I'm going to stay patient on this for right now. But we got movement today, man. I'm going to try to get some trading in. That's my game plan. Here's your buy setup right now. If you think VWAP's going to hold, we did crack above it with some force. We got closures above. We're headed back towards these highs. Stop loss does not have to be really wide to say this trade's not working out. You could, I don't know that I'd run it just like this below 1 minute lows, but could run something like this and still capture a nice positive risk to reward. But I'm looking to see what happens around this level. Do we start to turn and sell back off? And I'm going to miss any buy opportunity because I'm not going to take it from down here. As we get towards 15-minute opening range high, this could be tricky to take buys on up here. So I think I'm going to just exclude myself from being a buyer for right now. Although it's a play. It's a play. Good bookmap on this. Ooh, 1,000 lot on the book up above. Wow. Big stack of orders. I'll show you what I'm looking at on Bookmap. Big stack of orders on the book up at the 92s, 992s. And then even above that at the nice round psychological number way up there. We had some orders on the book down here. Those came off. Still got something down there. Looks like 287, but that is a lot. Interesting. That's influencing my decision now. I'm going to consider this long towards that level. If price action and market structure starts to agree. See what happens as we get back down below VWAP. If we find buyers here again and start to push back up, I would look to take this long. Not yet. Staying flexible, right? That's my game plan. Interesting. Those aren't moving, man. See what happens down here. Yeah, man. Let's see. More on psychology here. Something to learn rather than my thing is bigger and better when most of them are gambling away. Sure. Yeah, we were talking about different live streams and stuff. I don't know exactly what that relates to, Lone Wolf, but rather than my thing is bigger and better. Yeah. More on psychology. Oh, more on psychology on my stream. I got you. Yeah, for sure. Look, man, you know, I was talking about, I won't get too far into it, but I was talking about, you know, copy trading a lot because I'm copy trading more. And what's up, Brian? I see you hopped on here. I've seen a lot of success out of guys that copy trade with low risk and being able to really give yourself more room to work in these accounts and just let the copy trading do the heavy lifting. So, you know, I don't care so much to say, oh, I don't care at all to say, look at how much profit I made, or look at this big number in this one account. You know, guys want to see it, right? You know, $10,000 out of one account or something crazy. If you're able to turn, and here's what I'm more concerned about, turning any amount of profit consistently relative to the risk that you're putting on. If you're able to turn a profit, you're able to scale, and you're able to make as much money as you can put behind your trading. You know, that's the deal. Here's the math, which it never works out to an even amount per day, but if you thought about it in terms of this, $50 a day across 20 trading days a month, if you copy traded just 10 accounts, because you can go way more than that. Maybe you copy traded 5 Topstep accounts and 5 Tradeify accounts at the same time, which you're able to do. $50 a day would net you $10,000 a month. $100 a day would net you $20,000 a month at that level. If you were only copy trading 5 accounts across 20 trading days and you made exactly $100, which never happens, you're netting $10,000 a month. So, you know, don't worry so much about some big arbitrary number. You're hurting yourself. Looking to sell back off from this level, man. This is not finding buyers, not heading towards these orders up here towards these the 6,000 evens. This is in fact turning, and again, what I'm cautious of is this is just a gnarly pullback up, and we are going to aggressively sell back off to the downside. I'm not going to take it on the first break. I will look for a continuation somewhere in here, but I'm waiting to see what kind of structure holds up here. Are we going to turn from up here and really start to find sellers head back down towards these lows? Because I think we're at least going to go check them out again if we do, and potentially break, and that would be a gnarly pullback for a larger movement down, right? If we're going to move a large amount in one direction, oftentimes we move the opposite direction first. That could be pretty heavy. But again, we did find buyers here. We found support off this zone. Can easily, you know, head back up. So when I can make a case that clearly for both sides, I'm sitting out for right now. But back down through VWAP, sweeping below this low. Do we find buyers right here again? Again, like I'd be looking at longs towards those 92s. Yeah, really right above this high. We got 1,000 lots on the book. That's insane. And then another 365 or some odd lots up towards 6,000s. So far, looks like we want to come through these overnight lows again and head lower though. So let's see. But yeah, more concerned about turning any amount of profit, right? And then scaling however you'd like to scale. That should be the goal. Forget some big round number. I think you're only hurting yourself when you set goals like that. The market doesn't care about that. Focus on your win rate, risk to reward relative to your risk, or even just focus on the profit that you're putting up in each account, and focus on turning some profit. You can always scale. You can always increase size. You can always add more accounts. You can put more money behind your trading. That's my opinion. And we have a crazy opportunity to do that right now with copy trading. I don't know how long it'll be around. I don't know if someone's going to step in at a certain point and say, you know, CFTC says you can't do this. But right now, it's a lot of opportunity if you, in fact, have an edge. If you aren't consistent and you're not making money, or you don't even have a reason to believe you're going to make money, you're just going to lose money twice or 10 times as fast. So you're going to lose $10,000 a month in profit instead of, you know, however much with one account. So take that into consideration as well. It's a double-edged sword like anything else. What are we going to do today, market? What's the game plan here? Because I got a feeling we're going to do something. Looking to buy. I don't cover. Yeah, this is a little bit late. Reach a zone around open. Yep. Nice, Ryan. Waiting for price to hit a zone and enter from there. NQ. Awesome. Yeah, I read the last comment. Yeah, man. Listen, again, like there's gonna be somebody different for everybody, right? Like, you know, and that's cool. That's okay. Outside of just blatant crazy like lying about the market and trading and all of these different things, I think do whatever you want to do, right? And you know, somebody will hop on my screen and say, oh, that guy sucks, or he's boring, or I don't like the way he talks, or his hair, or his beard, whatever, you know. His trading is not my style. Wow, finding buyers here. I think we're headed to this level. Yeah, we are. We're gonna go and tag this out. Yeah, I'm not gonna get a trade right out of the middle of this. I'm gonna wait to see what happens. We got initial balance as well. But yeah, you know, listen, different strokes for different folks. You know, do whatever, you know, go find something that is gonna work for you. You know, something that that resonates with you. And oh no. Oh my God, I don't want to do that. Delete everything from my chart. I don't want to do that. I wanted to go to object tree. But yeah, man, it's cool. A lot of different stuff in this space. And I think you could be talking about a couple people there, to be honest. But yeah, man, I think like there's a ton of different stuff out there, and I think, you know, guys are gonna do whatever they want to do. You know, that are, you know, good traders, or they're you know, just different personalities and style, and that's cool, right? Like I said, you know, someone will hop on my stream and go, that guy's boring. He doesn't say anything. There's nothing besides talking about trading and psychology, and he puts up $145, and that guy sucks. So, and that's cool, you know, whatever. So I'm not going to hate on anybody else at all for what they're doing. You know, again, like I said, I'll be critical of somebody that I think, like, you know, is telling you a crazy story about the way the market algorithm works, or, you know, something that I just don't think is helpful, or that, you know, they know exactly which way price is going to go at a specific time with 100% certainty. I don't know. Maybe I'm going to say that's probably not the case, but I don't know. What do I know? Just stay in my own lane, focus on my own stuff, right? That's the game plan. But yeah, I'm more, and again, I'm in that that same, you know, belief system where, you know, Austin Silver reached out to me, interviewed me. He brings guys on his show, talks about other traders, hypes other people up. I'm working with a whole bunch of guys. We're going to that Tampa event in May 1st and 2nd. There's a ton of other traders, right? There's other guys that live stream, tons of other guys that live stream. You know, I think it can be a more positive space, right? Where like other people can also be good traders, and other people can do things very differently than you. And that can be really, really helpful to other people, right? And I think that's the case. I think there's a ton of awesome, you know, that guys that are going to go out there and put themselves out there, whether you're, you know, a good trader, a bad trader, whatever that means to somebody else. I think that stuff's valuable. And the more people we have doing that, the more perspectives you get. I think it's awesome. So I don't think the like everybody else sucks, I'm the best, nobody else knows what they're talking about. I don't think that's super helpful. I don't think you find it so much in other professions. You know, maybe competitive a little bit here and there, but again, outside of just like the crazy just stories for no reason, just to like just to sell something or to feed your ego, I don't think that's helpful. Pulling back up towards VWAP, chopping around here. So I could have got caught a couple times there from this point, but I'm just gonna hang. Slicing back and forth through VWAP, through session VWAP, staying almost dead set in between prior day session and current session VWAP. you know, bouncing around 15-minute opening range low, somewhat in the middle of this prior candle right now. This is not decision time just yet. It's not decision time just yet. So I'm sitting tight on this, but I got a feeling we're gonna move today. We may just turn this into a choppy drift. But my gut is after this type of movement, I'm still waiting for like some real volatility and momentum to come in to capitalize on again. That's my game plan. Actually boring is good in trading. Yeah. Trading's boring. Trading for the most part is boring. I have fun on here talking about different stuff and joking around. But like good trading should be relatively boring. You should get to a point where it doesn't generate any type of a big rush. I'm enthusiastic when I trade, but not in the way where you see me like all pissed off or jacked up when I win or see I told you so. Like when you understand the market and kind of what you're doing, just operating with a consistent system, it's kind of boring, you know. It's not the super fun, you know, crazy energetic thing. It shouldn't be, you know. Go to the casino and do that. Yeah, most popular traders say, hey, trading's boring, not supposed to be glamorous, exciting every day. If you have a system in place, trade it every day. Yeah, gonna be boring. Yeah, you know you're probably getting pretty good and some consistency when it gets pretty boring. When you have your emotions in control and you're just doing your thing. You know, live streaming, of course, we want to have fun on here, right? We want to talk. Nobody wants to just watch a silent person, you know, a chart move, right? So we're going to talk and joke around and whatever. Could have some fun, you know, that's part of it, right? This is entertainment purposes only. That's why we're here. But yeah, good trading for the most part is boring. You shouldn't be all jacked up when you win, and you shouldn't be crying when you're losing. That's not going to be good for you. Unless the trader's gambling every day with no system in place and having huge equity curve fluctuations. Yeah, not what you want for the most part. Not what you want. Chopping around VWAP, man. The more we sit here, the less direction I have. We are failing to move lower on that push lower. After this pullback up, I still think buys could be in store up towards the 6,000. Did that come off? Ooh, 1,000 lot came off. 1,000 lot came off the book. We do not have orders now at 92, right above this level that we had. That's pulled. Largest amount that I could see outside of the algorithmic stuff that is tracking price is up at the 6,000s, and then down below to the 930s. Looks like about 350 and change for both of those. Liquidity up at 6,000 on Bookmap, my favorite order flow tool, and then down at the 930s, all the way down to the low of day, just below low of day actually. So that's not helping me out as much as I would have liked. Let's go ahead and throw a low of day anchored VWAP on here. We can make this like a pink color or something. It's a lot of VWAPs to have on a chart, but I like the anchored VWAPs when I'm really zoomed in, right? Again, I have like just a couple hours of price action on this chart.
The most important part is the one you need now, and the best partner is.
Don't want to have YouTube. Oh no, now I'm gonna get kicked off. that stream ended, and now I'm gonna get kicked off for having some non-copyrighted thing play. I'll have to clip it. Anyway, anchored VWAPs. Anchored VWAPs can be helpful. The three that I have on my chart outside of the one that I just put on here. Prior day session VWAP. It is anchored to 9:30 a.m. from the prior day. This is just standard session VWAP out of the indicators tab. And then the current NYSE session VWAP coming off of 9:30 a.m., the open for NYSE. Those provide some good levels to pay attention to, dynamic type levels, and also some direction as I'm really zoomed in. The only other thing that I would add on my chart, sometimes I'll get rid of them if they're overlapping too much. Only other VWAP that I like to add on my chart outside of my levels, which are based on market structure, would be a high of day or low of day anchored VWAP. You could see just so happens to be today that it was very well respected here in ES. You put enough VWAPs on your chart, one of them is going to be respected, so grain of salt that. But what this is going to show is who's in control, right? From this point, You could read the Brian Shannon's, you know, anchored VWAP type, his book's pretty sweet. It's going to show who's in control. This is the volume weighted average price anchored to a specific point on the chart. So from this low, if we're staying above that, we know buyers are in control from this point. We start to crack down below that. We know sellers are stepping in. Buyers now are losing money. That's what it's showing. So it can be another line in the sand, but I don't think I need that on there today. We start to come down below that low. You know, that's what we're looking at. Can be helpful for entries in, you know, strong trending markets. You know, other guys will anchor them to news events, to weekly or monthly candles, important highs or lows for the year. You know, somewhat similar to a trend line, right? Not a just straight horizontal level. But I like it because it's a volume tool, right? If you look at the stuff that it's on my chart outside of the levels, which again are just drawings based on market structure, they're literally just marked off of market structure. The only stuff I have on my chart are volume tools. The volume profile, traditional volume down on the bottom, and then VWAPs, you know, volume weighted average prices. So that's what I try to get a feel for. I didn't have volume when I was in the Forex world, and I have it now. So I'm like a little kid. I really like it. I didn't have something. Now I get it. So I'm definitely going to use it. Trading Forex was just straight discretionary levels. That's it. No indicators, no volume, because I had zero volume from US-based brokers, US regulated brokers, which is insane to think about. But was just straight up trading off of discretionary levels, price action and market structure. Could be going for prior high, maybe. Let's get some background music rolling. I'm going to play this one because I don't think this one's kicked me off. So apologies for the repetitive music that I've had on here. I was silent before, and that was kind of whack. I'm just trying not to get kicked off of YouTube, but I definitely got something going on. I appreciate you guys hopping on here, but I've got about a third of the viewers that I usually have. And I'm not monetized, and I got copyrighted strike multiple times for stupid background music that I don't care about. Whatever, it'll be silent here probably tomorrow. You'll listen to me breathing, talking about ES. Chopping around VWAP, literally just sitting at VWAP, hanging out here, waiting to see if we get anything else, or this is going to turn into the sideways type market. It's what it's looking like so far. We're getting pretty directionless right now. We start to come back through that low. That's the first opportunity that I could see. A sell back towards prior day low, initial balance low. Initial balance is more likely to break today. Initial balance low, than the high. It's the second one that's put in. If we do head back down towards it and break it, we're likely to extend, which means we really could see some movement to the downside. We're much less likely to break that high, but we got a pretty wide range here today in ES after that morning movement. So let's see what we get out of this. Yeah, I'd look for a short. That's the only play that I have on this, and I'd probably take it from the Tradeify account. Let's get ready in here. Got to get a trade on for this one anyway. That's really wide to go with something like that. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to kind of run small size today. That's what I could see on this. Again, this is a 50K straight to funded Tradeify account through Tradeovate, hooked up to TradingView. So I don't have to trade from a Tradeovate chart, which I'm not a fan of, although I think I'm gonna have to get used to it if I'm gonna be copy trading a bunch of these. I will likely mark it in with a arbitrary stop loss and take profit and then adjust it. But if I don't enter with a bracket order, I don't have something that's attached to it, and then I'm entering a limit order and a stop order that's not attached. And when one gets filled, the other one doesn't get canceled. Or at least that's my understanding of it. But I'm still getting warmed back up on Tradeify Trading View integration. Yeah, this may start to sell off, in which case I'm going to miss it to get a stop up above here. We pulled back up, cracked VWAP, found some support here, found some resistance here. We are failing to get back above. I'd like to see us head lower and then start to close down below here. But this could just be a little bit early to jump in. I'm not going to have a way to structure risk from down here. Yeah, let's go for it. I'm going to go for a sell. $300 worth of risk. This is on the Tradeify account. I have to get some trading in with this account to start. I'm getting close to that 10-day mark, but got to get some trading in with this one. Not a beautiful setup, not a beautiful trade, but weakness around VWAP, although this is pretty choppy. I'm preempting kind of this movement to the downside where we are getting down below, testing the lows of this movement. Buyers really failed to just rip this thing higher. I think if we come back above this level into this area of consolidation, we have to wick above. Maybe we do continue to the upside. But I got some decent profit in this account. I'm not so worried taking a red day if I have to. And I really am not going to have time this afternoon to find a trade. So interesting thing with prop accounts and managing so many of them, you do get a little bit of that I got to take a trade type of deal, which isn't great. But this is okay. This is valid for me. I'm good with this. Short back down towards prior day low. I think if we break this level, I'll be looking for some extension to the downside. Again, this is just arbitrary stop loss. I can go ahead and drag them now. This was, what, $300 worth of risk? Yeah, 80 ticks, 20 points with 3 micros. Give me $300. I'd really like to go above this high, like way up here, but that's probably more risk than I want to take on. And I don't know that I'm going to hold this all the way through, prior day low or anything like that. Maybe just a retest down at this level, grab some quick profit, take two paper-handed trades to just grab some trading days in these accounts. But short from 67 3/4. Stop is at 87 3/4. We come back up into the zone. We don't really break down from here, getting below all these VWAPs. We just start to chop back up. This is going to look like an ugly trade, and I'll probably get chopped out here. But we had an opportunity to head higher here. We kind of put this little double top type of a deal, staying below prior day session VWAP, finding some resistance here at VWAP, selling back off, selling into selling pressure. Would like to see this continue. Stop loss above the level of structure. Simple price action and market structure. That's the game plan on this one. Could be going for prior high. Yeah. Don't you have access to non-copy? Yeah, man. This everything that I played is non-copyright. Everything that I played I thought was non-copyrighted. So like this that's playing in the background right now is non-copyright music. I'm going to get one of my buddies, guys that I'm working with, sent me licensed copyrighted music, so you can actually just not have to worry about like copyright stuff. So I'm probably going to do that for background music because YouTube's been so touchy, way more touchy than I remember it being. So, but yeah, everything that I played was supposed to be non-copyright music, but YouTube's not liking it. I will be right back, guys. Quick trip to grab some water. 960s. Yeah, we got some liquidity down at 960s. We got to get back through overnight low. and head back down towards prior day low. Yeah, I got a minute. If we wick lower aggressively, I'm probably just going to grab profit on this. Like I said, make it pretty simple. It's going to be a poor risk to reward trade, but look for scalp a few points out of ES here. Get a trading day in, secure a little bit more profit. Do I have time to run to get water before this thing breaks? Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, I'm gonna grab some water. I'll be back, guys. Chair, you're in charge. We're moving. Yeah, guys, I also... Stream still good? Moving. Yeah, I also did not realize it is... we're coming up past 11 o'clock, so I'm running this a little bit long. Yeah, I think I'm just going to have to snag this if we start to break 60s. I'm going to grab it right there, guys. I'm going to have to see exactly what that one was. 118 bucks, something like that, 112 bucks. Let's check Tradeify. This looks like it might break down. I just don't have too much more time. But let's make sure you can see that I'm not just here paper trading, right? That's important. Now that I got a trading view chart up and you don't have a broker, you can see Tradeify down on the bottom, maybe. But I don't even know if you can see that. Let's go to the chart. See exactly what that one was. That is calling it $108.75. How can I show this without showing incriminating information? There we go. Ooh, you know what you get with Tradeify, which is pretty cool? Yeah, $103.53 after commissions. That's the number that we got. You get these with Tradeify. Haha, look at that. Very cool, right? It shows you the day that it happened, contract size, all that fun stuff. So anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up there. We took, let's get rid of that. We took one quick halfway trade, not halfway trade, one quick trade as I was stressed as this was coming down with half my stuff working. I put 147.79 times 5. We put 738 bucks into some Topstep XFAs. We just put 103 bucks into a Tradeify 50K. Logged another day. Green day. No complaints. Maybe I'll get YouTube fixed up so I stop getting kicked off. Appreciate you guys. If you're interested in Tradeify, let me drop that because I have people asking me nowadays. Nope, nothing's going to work. Everything's going to log me out. I'm going to wrap it up here. That's hysterical. YOLO 5 minis, YM near IB low. Wanted to have some fun in that account and see what happens. Nice, dude. Nice. Do your thing. Do your thing. Yeah. Ah, blew up the Tradeify account yesterday. That's not good, man. That's not good. It happens. It happens. Coffee. Yeah, coffee in the morning. Maybe a second cup into the afternoon. But yeah, guys, this is fun. I got to wrap it up here. I didn't realize I was getting after 11. Green Day, no complaints. Would have liked to have made it a little bit better. This still looks like we want to move lower. That short looks like it could have paid even more, but if I'm not going to manage the trade as we start to break lower, and again, I'm kind of getting in and out of that one quickly to scalp something, log a day. We got in and we got out. We grabbed a couple points. We grabbed profit. That's the deal. Appreciate you guys. Have an awesome rest of the day. Trade well. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just an idiot on YouTube. Nothing you see here or anywhere else from me is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything. Trading's risky. Most traders lose money. Probably going to lose all of your money if you trade. I will see you tomorrow here. Same time, same place, and every other damn day. 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Trading live on YouTube. 100% free. Showing you how and what I do. And hopefully you find that valuable. Or at the worst, you say, that guy sucks. I'm going to do the opposite of what he does. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Trade well.